Welcome back, everybody. 7 days without meditation makes 1 week. And we've had actually 2 weeks without meditation, at least recording it. I've been meditating, and I hope you have been too. But we haven't had a chance to meditate together, and I haven't had a chance to put out one of these videos. So I'm happy to be here and taking this time to connect with you again. And we'll do some meditation. First, I just want to talk about kind of where we're all at and kind of where I've been with sensing into what was coming next. Well, I certainly did not anticipate that we would have a global pandemic that would shut everything down and bring us all together in our homes and together in fighting sort of a common energy. I don't want to call it an enemy. I'm going to call it an energy. The energy is the virus. Before this virus, people are talking about wanting to get back to normal. But before these corona times, as I call them, and I write about this in my blog, the life that we were living before corona times was anything but normal. If you recall, when you were, before we went into this shelter at home or lockdown state, especially in the United States, we were working increasingly longer hours for less pay. Our work week, which we sort of saw at average at 40 hours a week, that's sort of what was considered the traditional American work week, is anything but what people have been doing. They've been working way longer hours, more like 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week for some people. And for the same amount of pay, we've been expected to, before, like, come in via email and be available via phone and email and text 24/7. Most Americans weren't taking their vacation days, and they only had like a week, an average on a week to 2 weeks of vacation a year, which is less than most other Western countries. And we have been spending longer times in our car, away from our families and our creativity and the things that matter to us, and just getting generally unhealthier. So life before Corona wasn't particularly ideal either. And we're being given this opportunity, this pause, to go within and to reflect and to really look at what we were doing before and what we want to create going forward. I think that's so important for us to now be very intentional about what we want to create going forward, and not just trying to pick back up and do the same thing over and over again. We've seen that by slowing down, we're already shifting the carbon dioxide on the planet. We're making a difference. And there are possibilities here if we create something new, right, where we don't all just go back on the freeways and back to the offices and back to the way it was done before, that we might be able to slow global warming. We might be able to make a change there. People are now able to have meals with their families, right? People are not spending inordinate amounts of time in the car. I mean, in Los Angeles, where I live, people's commutes were, 90 minutes one way. They're spending 2 to 3 hours in the car. I'm grateful that I can walk to my office, which is fantastic. I set my life up that way very intentionally. But I have a writing group that meets on the other side of town, and just driving there on a Saturday, I was spending 3 hours in my car, 90 minutes there and 90 minutes back. Right now, interestingly, it only takes 30 minutes to get there because there aren't people on the road, but we're not meeting in person. So we're all saving a lot of gas by meeting virtually. Anyway, it's not that I want to spend the rest of my life in virtual reality either, but I just think there are opportunities here to realize that the way we were doing it before was actually crazy. And it was crazy making, and it was making us sick. And it was disconnecting us from ourselves, from our bodies, from our families, and from our creativity. And I don't think we need to go back to that. I don't think that's a good idea. So I think, I'm trying to think if I want to say any more about that. I guess I want to talk about money and what's coming up around fear around money, because we've got Maslow talks about the hierarchies of needs, right? And the most fundamental ones are our need to put shelter over our head, food in our stomachs, that kind of thing. And we are struggling with some of that. Will I have enough food? How will I do my shopping? A lot of our energy right now is focused on making sure we have enough to eat, and wondering, will there be essential workers that will be able to pick the crops and package the food and get it to us? So, we're having some fundamental survival needs coming up. The next need is the need to feel physically safe. And because of this disease, right, we are concerned that are we going to get sick, right? Are we going to, be exposed to something? Are our body's going to break down? And so we have to address those needs for safety, for health, for security. Along with those needs to be safe physically is our financial security, which also goes back to, can I pay for my food, and can I put a roof over my head, and can I stay safe? And so there are a lot of we've gone from the top is self-actualization, right? That's where which is a great place to be. A lot of the work that I do is about, how do you live your most authentic life? How do you be your authentic self? How do you contribute the gifts that you want to give, and continue to grow spiritually in all kinds of ways, and personal growth? And that's the very top of Maslow's needs. And that's important stuff, right? And I spend a lot of my time there, and I spend a lot of my time helping my clients get to that place so that they can grow spiritually and live an authentic life and be fully self-expressed, creative. That's really important stuff. But right now, we need to address some of those more fundamental needs. Now, this is where we can end up giving our power away, right? Because if you make money your God, you make the corporations your God, you make the politicians your God, then you've just given up your power, right? You have placed your power outside of yourself. You have placed your source for food, shelter, you've placed it outside of yourself, and the power to create that and to receive that outside of yourself. And I'm going to be doing a workshop starting Monday. It's a 5-week workshop on the concept that I've created called the Manna Paradigm Shift. Manna rhymes with Havana. The Manna Paradigm Shift, and it comes from the notion of manna from heaven. So the ancient allegorical story is that the Israelites, or the Hebrews, were slaves in Egypt. And Pharaoh was their slave master, and God told Moses to flee and to leave their enslavement, and that God would provide. And so they listened to Moses a little bit reluctantly, like, who is this life coach telling us we can do things that, we've got our flesh pots here, our food, our shelter, Pharaoh's taking care of our needs, and who's this guy coming around telling us that, we should follow him out into the desert, right? The desert, a place of emptiness, a place of the unknown, right? But they listened. And Pharaoh said, fine, you can go, because Moses told Pharaoh, let my people go. So they did, they fled. They got as far as the Red Sea. And then they were like, are you serious? Here's this boundary. What are we going to do? We can't cross the Red Sea. And then at this point, Pharaoh decided to send his army after, because he changed his mind. Well, what do you mean? I want my slaves back. What was I thinking? So as these chariots of slave masters are rolling up to take the Hebrews back into slavery, one person starts walking into the ocean, because they would rather, either two things: trust God and move into the ocean and see what happens, or they'd rather, not go back to enslavement. So we start walking, and the Red Sea parts. So this is the allegory of God makes a way where there seems to be no way, right? The universe will show up and provide. We live in an all needs met universe. There's that Patrick Overton poem that I write about in my book, It's Never Too Late to Be Yourself, about if you come to the edge of all you've known, and you take a step off, either like a net will appear, or no, you'll grow wings, or it'll rise up to meet you. I can't remember. I am a horrible paraphraser. How embarrassing. But if you get the book or you Google Patrick Overton's poem, you'll read it. But the point is that when we take those steps, those leaps of faith, the universe meets us and provides. So there they go off into the Red Sea. It parts, the chariots follow, and boom, the Hebrews make it across, the slave masters drown, and then the Israelites are in the desert wandering. When they get there, they're like, oh my God, we listened to you, Moses. We listened to God. Here we are in the desert, right? They're kvetching. Where's the food, right? How are we supposed to survive? And God heard their cries. The allegory of that is that we say what we need. We speak to the universe. We ask for what we need from a place of positive expectancy. I trust. I trust my good will come to me. I trust, right? Positive expectancy. So, okay. So God says, I will give you manna. And manna is spiritual nourishment. Manna is the food that you need. Manna is what shows up in the nick of time just when you need it. So every day, every morning at dawn, God has provided manna, which is something they can eat. And there's enough for each person. And whatever that person's appetite is, they will be provided what they need. So if you want more, you get more. You want less, you get less. Whatever you ask for, whatever you're requesting from the universe, it is provided you. The thing is, though, is that it doesn't last. You have to eat it that day. You can't hoard it, right? Like toilet paper, can't hoard it. Or cans of beans. You have to eat it that day because it rots. So you can't take more than you need. You only take what you need. You can't hoard it. And you have to be available the next morning to the next gift of manna. So what am I trying to say here? In this time when we could give away our power to money, to corporations, to politicians, to employers, and lose ourselves and put our source outside of ourselves, we have the opportunity to connect with the source within and to be open and available to our good coming to us moment by moment, day by day. Now, I'll speak more about what that all means in this upcoming class, the Manna Paradigm Shift, which you can join me for. Starts Monday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you, at noon Pacific Standard, so 3 p.m. Eastern, and do the math wherever you're at, anywhere else. Today is May 1st, and if you sign up today, you can have the class for 50% off. I'll put a link in there. Please join us. It's going to be a 5-week class. We'll meet 2 times a day. You'll get a recording of what's happening. And we're going to dive deep and we'll look at what you're going through in your life and how to apply these teachings. Because right now you have an opportunity to be sovereign. You have an opportunity to connect with your highest self and be open and available to the creativity. Or you can go into desperation and scarcity and enslavement. It's really the choice is yours. We have free will, and you can decide, do I live in a friendly universe, an all needs met universe, or am I a victim of circumstances? And it's okay. Whatever you choose is okay. But I want to share what I've learned and how to move through scarcity, how to move through that mindset, that victim mindset, how to move through fear, how to stay connected to the source within you, and how to receive, how to be open and available to what the universe wants to give you. Because in my timeline, we live in an all needs met universe, and that is friendly and that wants us to succeed and wants us to be open and available. And so anyway, I'd love to share that with you. That is, it's totally shifted my life, and I'm not saying it's easy. It's a process. It's a journey. You got to go through the journey, right? You got to leave the Shire. But once you do, oh man, the things that you'll discover about yourself and about your source and about what's possible will be amazing. So I'm really excited about that. I think you can tell. And I want to share that with you. If you want to be a part of that, if you want to learn about that, if you want to connect that with yourself, Because again, I absolutely believe that, my mentor, Tony Robbins, said, everything we need is within us, or all you need is within you now. And I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. So I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to share with you what's worked for me and help you find what's going to work for you. And I'm going to help you make the Manna Paradigm Shift if you desire. So thank you. Thanks for letting me share that with you right now. And now I'd like for us to do some meditation together. Let's go deep. And again, meditation is an opportunity for us to quiet all the noise around us, right? To tune all that stuff out, all the news, all our lack and limitation thoughts, and how to come back to that calm, peaceful, timeless place inside of us, that palpable presence within us. That's what allows us to be expansive. We are more than these bodies. We are more than our circumstances. We are more than this moment. We are so much. So, all right, that being said, I'm going to invite you to get comfortable, and I'm going to get a little more comfortable here. So, take my cell phone out of my pocket. Okay, so just allow yourself to get comfortable. And let's just begin by closing our eyes. It's just to clear the space energetically with the little bell here. I'm going to invite you to receive a deep breath in through your nose and gently exhale through your mouth. Breathing in again through your nose and gently exhale through your mouth. Good. And if you can hear the sound of water in the back, I got a fountain this week. So happy to have a fountain. Oh, receive another breath in through your nose. And gently exhale through your mouth. Good. And just letting go more and more of everything that has come before this moment as you continue to breathe nice and easy. And exhale. And simply knowing there was nothing you needed to do to be worthy of that breath. That breath has been given to you by Spirit. Letting your body settle, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your neck. Letting all the muscles in your back and stomach relax. Relaxing your legs. Good, and continuing to breathe in, nice and slow. Deep breath in. And gently exhale. Beautiful. And as you continue to just breathe in nice and easy, just allowing your body to relax, letting go of everything that has come before this moment, so you can be right here, right now, fully available, fully open to your good. Allowing your heart to slow down, to just breathe nice and steady, and let your heart beat nice and steady. Feeling how good it is to just center in to bring all of your attention and awareness to the area just above your lip, below your nostrils, as you breathe in. Good. You're doing great. And just allow yourself to receive the breath almost like it is a warm hug, or a sweet kiss from the universe, each breath. Just connecting with you. Every breath in, connecting you to all that is. Good. And now we'll just go together into the sacred silence for about 15 minutes. 1-5. Enjoy. Now just gently beginning to bring yourself back. Even though I know that 15 minutes goes by so fast and it just starts to get so delicious at this point. But we're just doing 15 minutes today, so bring yourself back. Allow yourself to breathe that in and to feel what that feels like in the body, to be so expansive and to feel your nervous system reset, to feel that peace. So good. And remember, meditation is free. It's free and it's yours. And it's available to you always. You just need to find that time and the space to go within. And again, all your power lies right there within and in the present moment. So thank you for joining me today. Again, sorry that it took me 2 weeks to get back here. It's been a really busy 2 weeks, a wonderful 2 weeks, and a challenging 2 weeks. But I hope that, like for you, that even as you're going through these times, that maybe they're the worst of times, but maybe the best of times too, that no matter what, you can find something to be grateful and appreciative about. Even as you're noticing what's missing, what's been lost, you can still find that there are good things that are appearing that weren't there before. So enjoy that and have a wonderful weekend. And I will hopefully see some of you on Monday in the Manna Paradigm Shift class. All right, take care. Peace and blessings.